Yeah, all of you out there tuning in, man. We're here live today with the Geechie Motivator. We're glad to have our brother with us, man. I tell you what, I was telling him, man, he's just a natural. He's a celebrity to us, man, all day long, man. Because we laugh at this stuff all the time, and lots of times we get to laugh at his material to keep us from crying because of some of the stuff we go through, man. And we appreciate this brother so much. So a lot of you are tuning in today. So we're gonna go ahead and do the promo. And after we do the promo, we're gonna come back with the Geechee Motivator. I gotta give him a hand. I gotta give the brother a hand for we to start, y'all. I gotta do it. Yeah. I gotta do it. I gotta have manners. That's right. I gotta have manners. So give a hand before we start. So let's go ahead and do the promo. That's right. You're in the right place at the right time. We're here today with the Geechee Motivator, event host, Harvard lecturer. Go ahead, bro. I didn't know, man. Harvard. Let me change it. Esteemed Harvard lecturer, voice actor, event host, voiceover of the South, lecturer. For booking, we're gonna be running that the whole time. So you can book him if you need the booking for an event. That's going to be Shawinspires at gmail.com. Hashtag Geechee Motivator. And listen, we're just so glad to have the brother with us today, man. We got the Geechee Motivator with us today, bro. Brother, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. That intro got me pumped up, man. Whoever put that together, y'all did a great job. I appreciate that. That's very honored to be on that screen there. So I appreciate
listen. It's an honor to have you on the show today. And I tell you, we love your material. Always, man. Listen, my friends will send me something sometimes, and man, I'll just be laughing. I'm gonna play my personal favorite. Yeah, the first one we're gonna come to play my personal favorite. That one I keep that in my phone, and I go back to that one all the time. That one just keeps me tickled, man. We got some people chiming in already. We got brother. We got Yasmin Bell. She says, "Peace, family."
Yeah, that's the sis right there. That's one of my sis.
All right. Thank you for tuning in today, Miss Yasmin. My cousin Jerry, listen, I told you he loved you, man. He said, "What up, cuz? What up, Geechee Motivator? I miss those voiceovers you done in the past. I typically be commenting on your posts. Glad you rocking out with my cousin. One time, say Buckra."
we ain't making no content for the Buckras today. We could talk about them a little bit today, but yeah. Jerry, what up, yo? Peace.
And my cousin said, "Yes, indeed, hilarious." Oh man. So brother Geechee Motivator, man, tell me about the Geechee Motivator and where he grew up.
So man, I think majority of us probably been born in Charleston, right? Especially if only been one hospital. But so I used to stay in North Charleston. I got the bulk of my family moved to Alvin. Spent some time at high school in Moncks Corner. So between North Charleston, Moncks Corner, and Alvin is where I grew up, and I've been a little dirty, itchy back boy. And all my family, all like West Ashley. So just pretty much around the area, the Charleston area, the Charleston metropolitan area.
Man, you said Alvin?
Yeah, Alvin, man, that country Alvin.
I'm from Moncks Corner.
Okay. See,
yeah, you went to Berkeley High School?
Went to Berkeley, played football at Berkeley.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, my daddy from 41.
Oh man, boy. But yeah. I heard you say Bono in one of them skit the other night.
Yeah.
Bono. And I was getting ready to say, well, wait a minute. He said Bono?
Yeah.
So, man, that's us. Hey, man, I'm from Macbeth. That's not far from Bono. Yeah, right by the railroad tracks.
The Macbeth people. I think it's Tisha Rivers, Miss Rivers. Who else? Who else from Macbeth? I think I know a couple people. Mark Reeves and them. I think some Reeves.
Yeah, man, Mark Reeves. Yeah, Atisha is my cousin.
Yeah.
That's my cousin, man. All right. Okay. Dang, I never knew you from that area, man. You my homeboy. Hey, so now you should tell me that, man. I'm gonna be telling people, yeah, man, you know, Geechee Motivator, my homeboy. Well, brother Geechee Motivator, man, you preach community and the need for the village. Who were the members of your community and village that had an early impact on your life?
So, man, it's actually been a good bit. I actually wrote a book. One of my published books is a children's book called Raising Me, and it literally highlights all of the people that's been in my village that raised me. And so what I did, since I was a young boy, I was very conscious, and I kind of knew, like, yo, my situation at home ain't like the best, and I need like people to look up to. So I literally identified different people. Like you could have like Miss Taylor, a teacher, Coach Brown, Jimmy, who gave me my first job under the table. I've been selling suits and clothing since I've been maybe 9, right? So I've been selling it legally, right? But so Jimmy, he gave me my first job. Coach Copeland, probably the best dad, husband, coach / that ever lived. When I was little, I'd be like, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. So there's actually a collective of them that I put in my book, Raising Me. And I got a chance to bring them on stage with me when I did a book signing throughout South Carolina. Actually, I took it out throughout East Coast. But I did a book signing and bring all of them on the stage. And the unique thing about it is maybe, 60% of them didn't even know I look up to them. They've been surprised. They say, like, me? I was like, yeah, man. Like, so I bring them on stage with me, and they all in the book Raising Me. So if you see, I'm doing a story of Raising Me. I did a couple from my other partners' book, but I did one for Raising Me, and there'll be all the elders that not all of them, but some of the elders that helped raise me, and then the rest of them, they know who they is in Moncks Corner and Charleston, Alvin, St. Stephen's, places like that.
All right, guys. So y'all got to get that book, Raising Me, by the Geechee Motivator. I'm gonna get my copy too. Absolutely. I'm gonna be running. I got a couple people chiming in, so I'm gonna put your put up your comments, man. I can't get my words together, man. I'm gonna have to tell them Charleston homeboys. I'll be like, yo, the Geechee Motivator belong partly to us too. Yeah. Now to Alvin, Moncks Corner,
I for the streets, man. For everybody, James Island, wherever, West Ashley. Yeah, I for the streets, man. For everybody down there.
I used to date a girl at James Island, man. She we went to Mosquito Beach, and I thought it could be a beach like, a beach you go a big beach.
No, ain't.
And that boy was looking at me with the screw face and everything. Hey. Now I stay around here long.
Hey, that boy tell you, hey, you on the island now. You on the island now. Tighten up. That boy tell you that straight up. You don't act like you act on cross that water. You on the island now. That boy used to say that all the time.
Oh man. Yeah, my cousin Monty said yes, indeed, hilarious, because he asked you to say Buckra earlier. You said it for him. And then he said yes, they're a small world. He was talking about, basically, we didn't know we were connected to you like that. Our cousin Artisha. That's crazy, man. And my homeboy Larry Gibbs says that's what's up. Lindy Marquise Lawrence says Haynesville apartments all day.
Yeah, Hansville. I used to stay in Hansville when I've been in Montgomery.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I got a lot of friends from Haynesville, man. So they're watching this today. They'll chime in after a while. Haynesville come up, and then Jerry says Tiffany T, check out the show. So he's telling his cousin Tiffany to check
Right.
out the show today, man, because we got the
Y'all boy hit the share button, man. Bring the people on. Let's dialogue.
yeah, man. Hit the share button, man. We got the Geechee Motivator on the with us on the show today. And let me ask a question. When did you first decide to start doing voiceovers?
I think it's been about 5 or 6 years ago. I decided to kind of bring the idea to the world. I kind of always been fully myself, but about 6 or 7 years ago, I started the entrepreneurial journey where I do things like lectures and consulting, organizing, writing books, and I'm the type of person that will get people talking, make them laugh and whatever, but also just like the serious part. So people ain't really know how to take me. They don't know if I could be serious or I could be joking or whatever, but so I've always been that person, and like the Geechee Motivator been just kind of like the last thing I needed to expose to the world. And the funny thing was, one day, I don't know if you remember this video. It's probably the first one. There's been an alligator trying to eat the wildebeest and trying to pull him in the water.
Get off my leg.
Yeah, get off my leg. Like, he was pulling him in the water, and all the other wildebeest were eating like ain't nothing going on. Nobody had care. The zebra ain't had care. Ain't nobody had care. And so he up there crying for his life. Before I even did the voiceover, I did just a motivational thing. I said, keep following your dreams and the help gonna show up, right? Sometimes we be looking for help and not really getting to work. But if you get to work and people see you working, then they can help you out. And then sometime your tribe ain't gonna look like you. So I post something like that on Facebook, and they get 14,000 views, right?
Wow.
And I was like, let me try out this voiceover real quick. And I did the same video on a voiceover. That jump hit 175,000 views. I said, okay, let's see what y'all trying to do. And I'm gonna just release some of these funny joints and drop some gems in there so we can create dialogue. And I mean, it just took off from there, man. Like the weird thing is the Geechee Motivator brand and part of the brand grew way faster than the other stuff. Like there's a lot of accolades that I got back there, but it's like in terms of the engagement, it just kind of went through the roof, man.
Man, I tell you, we love it. We love it. That's why you see, I knew that. I tell you, I'm a fan now. I knew about that alligator. Get off my leg, man. Listen, we play it over and over again, man. It just tickled me. Like I told you, I'm gonna show you my favorite. That's gonna be the first one that I show today. And so your satire is intermingled with comedic genius, ancestral wisdom, and political awareness. How are you able to balance these three areas so effectively?
Yeah. So, man, like to be honest, like we have a think tank and a study group where we got people pretty much all over the globe, and we get black men and black women, we get together and study. And one of the things that the newer people coming into conscious are aware of that most people are not, everything is political, right? If you look at Coming to America that came out last night, I can break that whole show down and show you the political message that they're making. Everything is political. And I think once you understand that everything is political, the way you deliver your comedy, the way you deliver your art, the way you deliver these things, it'll be more self-directed rather than others directed, right? So most people who don't know that everything is political is probably being used for another group, politics, right? And so again, when you are clear on the political message that you want to give off, it makes it, easy to just, do and say something funny, but also have truth. And to me, it's really not a mix. It's not really a I don't have to dichotomize being comical and funny and actually speaking truth. So it's just like when you clear on your political agenda, when you clear on what you need to communicate to your people that's going to benefit them, and you become a propagandist for your people as opposed to somebody else, then you could it just flows.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Dichotomize. I ain't messing with you, man. I ain't messing with you today. That's the word for the day. Dichotomize. That's why that brother was lecturing at Harvard. Don't play now. play around now because it says my favorite voiceover skit was the Black Panther one.
Oh yeah, I got a couple Black Panther. I think I got 3 Black Panther ones out. The one where he get off the whatever plane that was with his new little mix, and then there been one where he been talking to a bucker. I think it been 3. I can't remember what the third one, but yeah, did a couple of them jokes.
Hey, and just like what you were saying, now you're gonna make me look at coming to America. You're gonna make me look at it a different way.
Yeah.
When I look at it now, since you said there's a political message in it, I'm gonna check it out a different way, not just for laughs. I want to see what the other messages that they are relaying.
Yeah, you gotta think, man. If you making me laugh, right, you have to also be planting something in me, right? Because the laugh part is kind of like, if you selling something, right, you ain't gonna walk up to somebody, look, I got this, boom, 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 boom. You're gonna be like, oh man, how you doing, man? That's a nice shirt. And you're gonna talk to them. You got to build a relationship, build a rapport. That's what laughing is. You building a rapport, right? And so if you making me laugh, then I have to question what you placing inside of me too. So nothing is entertainment solely, right? It's either to distract you and also place things inside of you. So you remember now, them boy about to take your money in high school. What you gotta do? You gotta make nobody laugh so they don't take your money in. You gotta distract them boy, like, look, man, look, you ever see me do this dance? And then you all laugh. You know what I mean? So that's what it's gonna be used for. The entertainment gonna be using to distract you or break you down so I can play something inside you.
I hear you, brother. Thank you, man. You teach many lessons through your voiceovers and narrations. What, if any, is the main theme that you want to get across to today's youth?
So, there's this thing, man, there's this concept between mentor and Jegna, right? So mentor is a European terminology, and it might be uncomfortable when I explain to you what it is, right? But I'm gonna not be so explicit. But mentors started with the Plato era, when there was a bunch of child sex trafficking going on in Europe, right? Mm-hmm. And so the mentor job was to prime and prep the child to be exploited in that system, right? So they literally prepare them. They're mentoring them and to be prepared for what's going to happen to them, right? Again, it's graphic. A Jegna prepare the youth for the times. We don't need to prepare our children to be exploited by the system. We need to prepare our children to fight the system. So, like, my takeaways would have to be, you have to understand that we African people being warred upon, and you have to be in a space where you understand what's your lane and how you're gonna fight, and fight off the final solution for Europeans. Like, Europeans have a final solution for African people. If you go look at all the people that Europeans fight or colonize, it's a step process. They could come with the missionaries. They could teach you some gospels and whatever. Then they go come with them guns, right? And they gonna let some of y'all kind of work. And then when they finish with y'all, when y'all like, when the industrial age come, they finish y'all, the extermination process got. That final solution, if you don't get our children prepared to fight that final solution, then one of my Bibles say, when you go, so, hey, where them Gullah people at? You're going to have to go to the museums and see them because they ain't going to be there no more, right? My Bible said, you go to Ohio River. The Ohio River was named by people of that culture. You go to the Ohio River right now and you ain't going to see the people unless you go to the museum. And they're in the museum. And so I don't want us to get so comfortable at laughing and being entertained that we just get wiped off the face of the earth. Because if you look at data and stats, you're going to see some uncomfortable numbers. So it's better to prepare the kids for that instead of put them in a situation where we call it this. If the Titanic is sinking, I'm not going to take you to the dance in the ballroom. And I'm not going to do all these other things. I ain't going to teach you how to rearrange your cabin to make it look better. The ship is sinking. We need to go see what them bucker doing in that damn driving seat to get them up out of there, right? And so the Jegna is going to prepare you for the times. We ain't got time to laugh and giggle all the time. Now, again, there's time for everything. But we got to be prepared for for what them buckers been doing to us for the last 4,000 years. 400 years. But if you want to do real math, the last 2,000 years, the Arabs and the buckers been warring upon the African people. So it gotta come to a point where you have to respond to that. And so I need them to take away, however I can get your attention, I need them to take away that, yo, I got to tighten up and do what I got to do for my people in my lane, right? So whether it's science, math, entertainment, whatever you do, whatever your lane is, you're gonna have to make sure that it's connected to responding to those people who's warring upon your people.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. In the Black community, comedy has always been a safety net in some of our most dismal hours. Many times we laugh to keep from crying. It's hard for you to write funny. Is it hard for you to write funny material amidst Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, COVID, and the Capitol insurrection?
Yeah. Man, that's a good question, man, and it kind of like, you know, reiterates what I was just saying. Like, I want to be clear about, I don't want to contribute to escapism, right? And I know the concept of laugh to keep from crying. No, I don't want you to have to do something to escape from the situation. I want you to be more comfortable and me be more inspired, right? There's a lecture, not a lecture, but an interview that Khalid Muhammad was on Phil Donahue's show. It was a long time ago, right? And Khalid says some things that he make people laugh. He talked about Jesse Jackson and, you know, make people laugh. And Donahue said, "Are you a comedian or are you serious?" And he said, "My people of rhythm and inspiration, right? So if I have to make you laugh to tell you the truth, and I got to do these things, that's what I want to do. And so I don't want to contribute to escapism in no way. I don't want you to think this is a way to not dealing with the world. This is a way to open you up so that you deal with the world and you be more comfortable with dealing with the world. And you know, in a time of war, we need everything. We need to laugh. We need to cry. We need to fight. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say, you know, although I know it takes trauma to wake people up, right? You know, when Emmett Till got mutilated, a couple people woke up. Some of them went back to sleep, and some people whatever. Tamir Rice got shot by the cops. A couple people wake up. And I know it takes trauma to wake people up. But because those things are continual, and in war, you're going to have casualties and imprisonment. Like, you kind of understand that, not to diminish death, but that's what's going to happen in war. You can't be surprised. You can't be sitting up in 2021 saying, "Man, the cops still shooting us." You really think this again? You know what I mean? Them people treating us this way. They're kicking us outside this community, right? Redlining and all these other stuff, they ain't never went away. Right? They do it a different kind of way. And so I don't want us to escape the reality. I want us to really know that, yo, during war, we're going to need all that. I don't want to stop you from crying because I want you to cry. I don't want to stop you from laughing. I want you to laugh, but I also want you to be mad. At home, we like, I see you with your mouth ball up. I want to say some stuff to make you ball your mouth up and then go do some stuff after that. So, yeah.
Motivate you. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, brother. And my cousin Monty chimed in. He said, "Man, I gotta go. Still at work. I'll try to get back on." That's all right, Monty.
Word. Thank you, man.
So hey, I'm gonna play the first of the clips I'm gonna play today. Then we're gonna get back to the questions. But this is my absolute favorite right here, man. I'm gonna tell you this. I laugh every time I see it. Never fails, man. This is my absolute favorite. So I'm gonna play this clip for you, the Geechee Motivator.
I can get some flush? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That thing real lit. That's tilapia in it. Let me get some more.
Watching.
What's up, Border? What's up? What's going on?
Ahead,
what's up, man?
What's up,
come
man?
over here. Watch them, boy.
Hey,
Let me get some of that flush, man.
What are you?
Let me get some of that flush, man.
But the fish yours coming over here and cop blocking.
Hey, boy. What's up, man? Yeah, let me get one of them flush.
All mine over here, man. Ride dog for real.
You always coming
over here, man.
Trying to steal something.
Give me that damn flush.
You gotta watch them boy, man. Them boy like to steal, man. See, I ain't like to steal. I ain't no stealer. You got some more? Straight up, cause I be coming over here. I be chilling, man. Sometimes I be chilling with y'all white people, man. But I normally really don't trust y'all boy, cause y'all boy fool up now. Y'all like to steal people land, like Christopher Columbus and stuff like that. No press people. But you ain't got no more fish though. What's up? Yeah, I want some. That's your man over there. What he could do? Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, get off my head, Joe, for real. Yeah, let me just give me a. I got the ride up.
Hey, miss, can I get some too? Huh? Oh, y'all boy being racist. Never mind.
Come on, Daquan. Hey, I see boat all on that boat right there, boy. Hey, we gonna run the train on this boat. That lady. Hey, my bad. What's up, yo? I back. What going on? Yo, what's up? I know you missed me, but hey, look, man, I've been coming back because I got to get some more fish for my little churn and stuff. Let me get some. I gotta take it back to them, boy. You dropping the fish, girl? What's wrong with you, girl? Your hand buttery in it? Yeah. I can say this for them boy on the rainy day. But yeah, man, I've been saying but hey, I gotta bite your hand off now. But yeah, I've been coming back, just to see what y'all boy been doing, man, because I ain't see y'all boy in the minute, you know what I'm saying? I come straight up. But hey, what's up? Y'all boy gonna give me no more fish? I gotta look at him myself. Y'all boy run out of fish, huh? Something got to give you. Y'all boy either could give me, for real, I get, boy, y'all ain't got no more fish in here, boy. What wrong with y'all, boy? Y'all, see, y'all probably been giving that fish to them other boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all boy. See, I tell you, man, y'all boy probably trying to ship me to another country and put me in chains and stuff. I know how y'all boy do. There's no transatlantic here. I out.
I'll holler at your boy later, man.
Get your hand off my head, man. Listen. Man, that makes me laugh every time. My homeboy Larry, he's laughing. Larry watching that when he's laughing. Yeah, man, that was hilarious. I love it, man. Brother Geechee Motivator, how has growing up on, well, you mentioned Fraser Hill in the Charleston culture helped to shape the Geechee Motivator?
I think if we decide to remember, like, we'll know that Charleston is a very, very special place, especially for African people. When you go all over the globe, really, but especially all over the country, there's something that you notice about Black people or African people from the Low Country area, right? It ain't nothing like us. And when you do some research, you realize, like, yo, we like one of the only groups that was able to preserve that heritage. Now, is it being removed from us? Absolutely. And so as a young person, I know I was, it's probably different now, but I was taught to drop that. Boy, talk this way and talk straight and do this and walk. Like, you literally thought it was something that, wasn't the right thing to be or do. And so I literally, in college, I remember taking a voice and diction class, and the teacher was like, we gonna get rid of that accent there. You gonna have to speak boom, boom, boom. Like, literally, and something, I was like, what is it about that make people want to get rid of it so much? Like, and so I look into it and I see how them boys been stealing land and food and heritage and ideas, and they're trying to erase a culture, right? And when I spoke at Harvard, we know Son Michaud is speaking at Harvard, and if you really want to like learn some stuff about the concept of how we are assimilating to them, and we will call our English broken English, when no boy, like, English ain't start out just English. It's something that they created. And so to be able to create your own language is a genius. To be able to speak your own language is a genius. To be able to carry heritage and things, that's a genius. And so in college, that put on a bulb. Like, I've been already gone. I've been in Kentucky in the mountains. I've been like, whatever it is them boy trying to erase, I need to go find out about it. And then I started studying and learning, and slowly I just, become well versed in it. That's when I learned about rice. You don't get rice and indigo if you don't got Gullah people, right? That's when I learned about Freetown. Sierra Leone, Freetown is started by Gullah people who were repatriated, right? And so like we start learning all the genius of these people. I said I'm gonna have to be a part of reviving that, right? And so when you look at Geechee Experience, Geechee Motivator, Queen Quet, you look at all the people who doing work in their silos, we making a thing not only, I want to say popular, but making you stand in your Gullah, Geechee. Be proud of it, manifest it, evolve it, make it even better, and not be something that you're ashamed of, right? Imagine you going to a Kenyan person who's a certain tribe and they're embarrassed to be a part of their tribe, embarrassed to speak their language, embarrassed to, make hoppin' johns or jollof, right? Like, we don't have to twist that around. And so, again, my generation, and probably yours, we wasn't taught to live in that. We want to code switch and make people accept us and, assimilate to the dominant culture. No, You could be fully who you is, right? Speak how you want to speak. And if you need to go get resources, it might make sense to code switch. Meaning, if you're going to be in Spain and them boys don't speak Gullah or English and you got to speak Spanish to get what you need to get, so be it. But you ain't about to change your identity to fit in with them bucker. That's fool. So, again, college was the bulb that went off. But after that, I'm like, I can't do that no more. I ain't about to, become less of me so that I can fit in. You'd be walking around like an empty person then. So it definitely was important that I be a part of, using my talents. Like I said, using your talents for your people, using my talents to, revive that whole foolish thought to get rid of your cult and your heritage that your ancestors preserved.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you, brother. Larry Gibbs chimed in. Larry Gibbs said, ask him, did he visit Ghana with the Gullahs a few years back?
No, I'm not even sure about the Gullahs that went to Ghana. I know Gullahs that are in Sierra Leone and some couple other places, but no, not in Ghana yet. In fact, depending on the history people you follow, most of the Gullah people, right, from North Carolina to Georgia, those people normally come from Angola and Sierra Leone. Angola, Gullah, right? So it wasn't even Ghana, but it depends on who history you follow. But no, I haven't heard about them people yet.
Okay, thank you, brother. And your sister Yasmin Bell chimed in. She says, I'm not going to become less of me to fit in. She said, powerful. Yeah, that was a very powerful statement. And that was a seriously powerful statement. Seriously powerful statement. Larry Gibbs said, I'm wrong. That's where they went. Okay.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. I know about 48 and all of them. Yeah, we connected to the Sierra Leone people. Okay. They're working on some repatriation stuff right now. So let that be one of the first places you go when you go to the continent. And remember, you can pick the whole United States up and put it in the Sahara Desert of the northwest part of Africa, and they'll swallow it up. So the little map you see to make it look like they're the same size, man, come on. Right?
Africa's much bigger.
Much bigger, huge.
What would you say, Brother Geechee Motivator, that the average person does not know about Geechee Gullah, and how important is Geechee Gullah for the Black community?
I mean, I think what they probably don't know is, again, like, we have been able to preserve our heritage, but we ain't really no different from any other African in America. And I think the fact that, and I might not agree with other people, but the fact that we erect class and culture antagonisms, like, I'm Gullah and what are you, like, we African first, period. The other stuff we can whatever. And so, and we ain't gonna get out of this thing with just Gullah people, right? So I don't want us to be so Gullah that we become anti-African. And so we said something about the political thing with coming to America. There's a lot of Black people who are anti-African. You can look at anti-African sentiments and statements on Coming to America 1 and 2, right? And I don't want us to normalize that. So because Gullah people are diverse, and because Gullah people understand nation building, like you talk about 40 and Sierra Leone, what they should know is we ain't never stop fighting. Literally. We still, like African people have never stopped fighting. Rather you want to talk about the dungeons in Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Angola, they've never stopped, and it's still today, still kicking, right? So that blood that's in you still fighting, and maybe this could be a reconnection point, but I would say we never stop fighting, and we waiting for you to stop fighting too. Throw them hands.
Throw them hands, huh? Larry Gibbs says awesome. Larry Gibbs says awesome. And the next question we have for you brothers: when did you decide to pick up the Geechee Gullah mantle?
So yeah, it was really like, I think, you know, obviously in 05 when I was in college, but I didn't really share it with the world, that part, until, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago. And you know, it came through this thing of like, you know, fully being me. I said this quote to myself when I'm in 30, and I wrote a blog that says the what is it? I think there's the 21 lessons or 30 lessons, I can't remember. 21 lessons I would tell my 21-year-old self. And one of the things I say is that the goal is to become a better you, and eventually people will pay you to be you. And so I live that. I ain't doing nothing I ain't want to do. Even if I got to go hungry and eat rice and beans, I ain't doing nothing I don't want to do. And I'm going to continue to study and learn and be resourceful, be of resourceful from people. And when I say pay, it don't always be fiat currency. It can also be, you know, substance, land, whatever, love, whatever, energy. And so it was important for me to, again, fully become myself, not adjust myself to fit in somewhere, fully become myself, and then let the people respond, as opposed to trying to be like them so the people can respond. Nah, like it's almost like a you know, when you're coming up with a business idea, right? You could either do all kind of crazy stuff to find out what's going to get the people, or you can choose something and then make the people adjust to it. That's kind of how I prefer. Choose who you are, what you stand for, your centeredness, and then let the people adjust to it. And the people that's real, they're gonna show up. The people who ain't, you know, who ain't about nothing, they're gonna fall off. You gotta be okay with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. We're gonna check out a book that you've narrated. I love this book, man. The Black Ants. I ran into it the other night. I love that book, man. That's an awesome book. The Black Ants, and that's by brother Asafo Shaka Sekou, brother Asafo Shaka Sekou, and we're gonna listen to that now, man. The Black Ants, narrated by the Geechie Motivator, the Little Black Ants.
The Little Black Ants, an African working class folktale, written by Asafo Shaka Sekou, illustrated by Infinite W. Rice, video by Larry Shaw. A PISB publication. The Little Black Ants built a thriving community and always worked hard. They moved.
That's the wrong one, right?
There's two of them. There's one that the author narrated, and there's one that we did it in Gullah.
Okay.
I think it's on the same page. You can find it later, but it's
so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring that one up later. It'll be on my page. I'm sorry about that, but I listened to the one that you did. Man, I love that one, man. Yeah, it was a good story, man. Definitely a good story. So let me ask you a question, brother Geechee Motivator. And here's Sister Iris Offset Reed said never. Hashtag still we rise.
Yeah, that's another one of the beautiful Africans in our study group.
Well, awesome.
They out here.
Awesome. And then Sister
and you know how they say when you want to find a good woman, go to church.
Go to church, y'all.
They're doing the same work.
It's true.
You want to find a good African woman, come to the study group.
Come to the study group, huh?
Yeah,
All right. Well, Sister Iris Austin Reed also says, I too learned to appreciate my Geechiness only after my Gullah grandma and grandpa became ancestors. Now I happily share both of our families, Geechee and Maroon legacy. And that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. But you're so right, because let me tell you, I could feel you when you talk about how people want you to change who you are. They want you to actually change who you are and tap into a system. And it's almost like erasing our culture. And that culture is we talk about the words my grandmama used to say, all the time. We talk about those words that the old people used to say, and people couldn't understand it. We understood it.
Right.
Yeah, we understood what they were saying. They had their own language, and it's awesome, And we come from a very, very rich heritage. And brother, you enlighten some people with that. Sister Lotus Lazuli.
Yeah, Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another the study group deep out here. You hear me?
The study group deep now.
Oh,
I'm telling you now. The study group deep. Yeah, your study group showing up now. They deep. They deep.
You realize,
Well, tell me, brother, what other superpowers does the Geechee Gullah Motivator have?
Man, I ain't got no superpowers, man, but I do know how to cook now. I be creating some stuff now. I know my way around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Organizing, that my thing, bringing people together. I write curriculum, so you got students from knee high, doing a little churn, all the way up to grown folks. I write curriculums. I do consulting, do research work. Anything that it takes to heal a community, feed the community intellectually, physically, spiritually, whatever. Like those are my wheelhouse. Obviously I play sports, still got that in me, and spades, whatever.
Spades, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play spades. I win at spades, but I on the table now. I on the table. So.
All right, okay. All right. We got Sister Dominique Bond. She showed up. And Sister Dominique, the brother Dominique Bond.
Yeah.
Excuse me, brother. And he said, this brother is doing good work. Keep it up.
What up? Yeah, Dom a good dude. That's a good teacher right there too. He's a good dude.
Amen. I apologize for calling you sister, brother. Yeah, absolutely.
He came from an African woman. Never be ashamed of that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be mistaken for an African woman. That's an honor.
That's an honor.
That's an honor.
That's the mother of the earth.
That's the mother of the earth.
That's right. Absolutely.
If you ain't came from an African woman, then you're probably a parasite. So I didn't know. You have to figure that out.
Do you feel that the Black community deserves reparations for slavery?
So this could be a long answer now. I just say this is gonna be a long answer. So
go ahead and drop it.
Yes, first, immediately after those Buckra murderers enslave our people, and chattel enslavement was over, there was already several plans of talking about reversing the effects of slavery. Immediately, reparations has always been a conversation that's been avoided by them buckers. And so you can look, again, I meant to have books and hold them up, right? But when we go to our next video, I'll grab some books and pull them up later. Okay. But when you look into any kind of study, you'll see that there's a federal government post-Civil War plan, right? That y'all know as the 40 acres and a mule, right? That's how y'all know. Y'all think we be playing when we talk about 40 acres and a mule, but that's where that came from. And so, again, this is federal things. We ain't really get them. A couple of us did get them, and them boys come back and take them right back. They send them. It was really performative. They give them, a vacant land, and they came back and said, you know what, y'all ain't had to pay for this, so maybe y'all work really hard, sharecropping, then y'all can pay it off. I tell you, people have been doing this since we get over here, right? And so when you look at this legislation, right, and you see that the concept of reparation has always been on the table, then we can start having some serious conversations, right? And another uncomfortable fact, every president, including your favorite one, avoid economic justice to African people and did some other stuff. So when Barry get his little high yellow tail in there, he did the same thing. He avoided economic justice to African people. And so, again, reparations has always been on the table. So, one, they never even really acknowledged that it was criminal, right? So one thing that I want you to notice on that dolphin video, when I say, I don't really trust y'all boy be stealing land. Europeans, Yurugu, Bukras, the only one who are super criminal. They have a crimogenic society, and they can turn around and call the victims criminals and make them believe that they're criminals.
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting like a mother. So when the criminal can actually label his victims criminals, you know, them boy the real criminal. What kind of African people stealing people and land and killing off? Come on now, right? So an acknowledgement that there was wrong, right, is maybe the first thing, because when you acknowledge that you did something to Japan, you pay them reparation. You acknowledge that your white on white violence, and you want to pay the little Yurugu, the Jews. Right? And I hope you don't get no anti-Semitic things, but I'm just, be 100, right? You can pay them boy or help them boy get out of their little white on white violence. You acknowledge that something is wrong, and then you redress it. You redress it, and then you make that closure happen, right? So you're looking at slavery. You look at the no protection in the law. Then you look at Jim Crow. You look at sharecropping, gentrification, redlining, banks. Boy, that economic violence had never stopped. It ain't never stopped. We still dealing with it, right? And you know that because you're still trying to say, oh, this is the first black this. Or you're looking at the income for family members, and the average black family got $17,000. And the average white family got $107,000. You think they get that from hard work? No, them boys get wealth through policy and violence. So if they got it through policy and violence, how we gonna get our coins? We ain't ready to do violence, so let's talk about that later. But we gonna have to get them through policy, political organization. And so we ain't even need to start talking about anything. If you can't articulate the atrocities of the Mayafa, right? That's a word for y'all, not Holocaust. Holocaust can't even begin to explain the Mayafa experience for African people. It's a long time. But if you can't talk about the atrocities of the Mayafa and the advantages, right, that white folks have gained, then we didn't even need to have a conversation. I don't think people are serious, because people who regurgitate stuff, they ain't ready to talk about those things. So if you can't talk about that, we ain't even need to have the conversation. But remember that the ARC, acknowledgement, redress, and closure, right? That's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about restitution and atonement. So I would twist your question. I don't want to say we want reparations for slavery. Slavery is one piece of economic violence that has been performed on us since we get here. But economic violence started when we get over here, and it ain't stopped till the day, right? Predatory loans. You know what I mean? I can go on for days and talk about the economic, psychological, and political violence. So, redlining, right? So if you want to start talking about reparations and expiation, meaning to repair what you broke, we could talk about that. But don't go down the rabbit hole with them buckra talking about, well, reparation for slavery. They're going to say, oh, that been a long time ago. No, brother. Y'all ain't never stopped. And we got documents because them listen. Buckra did focus on written history. Africans focus more on oral history. So the thing about them Buckra, them boys think they smart, but they dumb because they write everything down. Now, is you gonna read them? I know. But everything they do is on documentation, and all you gotta do is look at it. Them boys so cocky and confident, they'll write them down, and you ain't gonna look at them, right? And so, economic violence needs economic justice, including slavery. So all the things we name about Jim Crow things, that's a part of what needs to be repaired. So I hope that answered your question. I know it's long, but
oh no, man, I appreciate it. That's why we brought you on here. We brought you on here because you're the expert. Absolutely, no, brother. I appreciate it. We have Iris Osset Reed. She chimes in. She says our brother will run out of breath stating the charges against their people. Let's just say them owe us true and true. All right, that's right. Them owe us true and true. All right, Iris.
And them bucker money long. They got them. You don't see how COVID happened. Them boy got them. Them boy print money, the little fiat currency. And also, let me clear this up too. Reparations is not debtful fiat currency. Reparation is resources. So it might be land. It might be a ticket back to the motherland. It might be some states. It might be some policy. It might be I ain't paying taxes for the next 15 years. Yeah. Reparation is negotiable for African people, and it has to be tailored and oriented to benefit African people. And watch this, because expiation means to be repaired and put in a position to no longer be dominated. So sovereignty has to be that conversation. How do you put us in a position that is just as well as you made us totally dependent? Now we need to be totally independent. And any money, because again now, our blood, sweat, and tears is what helped build y'all wealth. Y'all ain't want to hear this. Go ahead. When you pay taxes, you think them taxes ain't being billing their institutions? So you paying taxes, but you ain't know where the tax money going. No, that's what government is for you to direct where them things going at. That's why they don't want you to be politically organized, right? And so, when we get to the commercial, I'm gonna pull the books up so I can show you. But we don't have to be serious and study you. I hope you don't go to no damn class, history, biology class. You ask the teacher, how long you been doing this? Man, shit, I just started last week. How that class gonna go? If your teacher say I just started last week, boy, you go walk out that class fast, ain't he? But if he say I've been doing this for 20 years, all right, I can listen to what you got to say. Absolutely. So we can't just read a meme and say we read it. No, boy, we got to study. When I say get in the books, I ain't talking about them Bucker books. Get in there too. But you better get in them books that's gonna teach you mentor, to respond to the situation versus just be dominating the situation or rearrange a cabin in the sinking Titanic. You're gonna have to study and be serious. It's gonna be uncomfortable now, but you're gonna have to be serious.
It's more being proactive than reactive. Thank you, brother. So and you kind of answered this question while you were talking. But why has America worked so hard to hide our history?
So one of the things we talk about is hegemony, right? So that word is foreign to people. Everybody know racism, right? And I'm gonna pop quiz you real quick. What do you think the purpose of racism is? And people, y'all can comment too. But what do you think? No, actually, the study group, y'all can't comment because y'all know this answer. But what do you think the purpose of racism is? Just shoot out there anything.
Can I use Iris as a lifeline?
No, Iris. Iris can teach me. Iris, anybody in the bodybuild think tank, y'all better not answer this question while coming through this phone.
I guess I would say, racism is basically for the survival of one race overall.
That's fair. That's fair, and that's actually accurate. So racism is a mechanism or tool to achieve something, to achieve hegemony. Hegemony is domination. So for that group to dominate you politically, economically, socially, and culturally, right? So socially, culturally, politically, economically, and psychologically. And so that's just a tool to structure people's thought to achieve their overall goal of domination. Now, here's the thing now. The Europeans, although they twist the words around, they are minority people. They've been the minority on this earth. African people are the majority people, right? There's way more African people than there are European and other indigenous people. And so Bobby Amos Wilson said, in order for a minority to control a majority, they have to be literally out of their damn minds. So the Europeans will orientate you to be out of your minds. Here's the thing. Mythology creates ideology, which creates behavior. So if they tell you how the world started and this and white Jesus this and evolved from apes or whatever, if they give you mythology, that's going to orientate your ideology, your ideology is going to orientate your behavior, right? So it is imperative for them to erase the first world people, the African people, the indigenous people, because them boys are literally, they went over there, they learned some stuff, went home, came back and sell the same thing they learned to them, right? But the goal was to take it over. And so again, if the majority is being controlled by the minority, then boy got to be out of your mind. And how do we get out of your mind? Well, they first come over there with the Bibles and the missionary style. They ain't come over there with the guns now. They came with that. That was afterwards. They came over there with them Bibles. Came over there with them whatever, right? And so they'll give you a centeredness, a European-centered education. What's a sport you like or you watch?
Football.
All right? This is an analogy that we use. As if you see the Dallas Cowboys coach on Monday morning, say, look, I can fly y'all boy to Houston, and I'm going to call a coach and tell him to prepare my team, the Dallas Cowboys, to beat the Houston Texans on Sunday. Think about how stupid that sounds. I ain't never see a coach tell the other coach to prepare his team. That's what you got to think about education. If you send them boys who've been trying to kill you since they come in contact with you to educate your churn, them boy ain't going to educate the churn to overthrow you, right? So it is imperative for them to make baby white people. Their goal is to make baby buckers. Another example. You might like Burger King. Highly unlikely, you go start day one hire at Burger King, and them boys will teach you how to work at Jiffy Lube. No, they will teach you how to work at Burger King.
Absolutely.
The only oil you're gonna change is the one that's gonna fry them fries. You ain't changing no damn car oil. Because they ain't teaching you that. They're gonna teach you how to do the Burger King thing. Same thing with Europeans with education. They ain't gonna teach you no African-centered education. They ain't gonna teach you how to solve African people problems. They gonna teach you how to solve European problems. So in order to serve European powers, you got to believe European mythology. You got to have the European ideology, right? And so, you said survival, bruh. Look, if we got 10 people and we about to go fight 100,000 people, the chances is we can't go at them boy too aggressive because we ain't gonna last long. Even if we got guns, we got 10 people with guns and they got 100,000 people. When them bullets run out, we could be nights out. They can knock us all up. It's a wrap. So you have to come in a way where you, oh man, talking this and oh, have you seen this? And you're gonna have to, come at them boys soft. Jomo Kenyatta said they came with the Bibles and we had the land. They taught us how to pray. We wake up with the Bible and them boys wake up with the land. You see what I'm saying? So the subtleness, the education, the reorienting of the mind, they have to get you out of your mind. So you have to watch entertainment and think that you're just being entertained. You ain't gonna say, oh, this is a political agenda to teach little children this, right? And so it's a part of the process. Hegemony is a psychological domination. So psychologically, you need to be orientated to be anti-African. Anti-African this, anti-African that. So Europeans will orientate you to be anti-African, and to be anti-African is to accept European mythology as it is your own.
We got some more questions. Bubba, have you back on this show again, bro.
Keep coming, brother.
Hey, and Iris was responding to me. She when I was asking her for a lifeline, she said we have been hushed. And then she said I was on the edge of my seat, fingers ready to answer.
Y'all ain't get no play on this show here, baby. Y'all spectators today.
And what she was saying later, to agree with what you said, she said they had to romance the situation.
Absolutely.
They have to romance the situation.
Literally romance. Romance. They literally had to romance that situation. Thank that, Iris. I love it.
All right, we're gonna check out another voiceover. I love this voiceover, man. This is another one of my favorites. This is hilarious. So we go definitely check this one out. This babysitting your churn. Right up to now. The Geechee Motivator.
Boy, this bamboo bussin'. And it's aphrodisiac. So after I eat, I go drop this meat off at them girl house. Oh shoot, baby Buddha, you okay?
Daddy, I screamed, but I hungry though.
Oh, alright, well, your mama about to be back and feed you and shit like that. I'll holler at y'all boy later, man.
I'm here. I had to grab the books.
Go ahead, grab the books, brother. That's all right. I'm still laughing. Baby Buddha, you okay? Oh, that's great. I had a fella used to work with me, man, and that was his favorite saying every day. I said, the boy said, "You straight? You straight?
That's great.
I'm always straight."
Yeah. Yeah. See, you know, when you know the beauty of the language is I straight or you straight can mean multiple things. You straight can mean you about to get boxed off. You straight can be like, yo, your clothes look good. You straight can be no. You're like, hey man, I trying to go with you to the club. No, you straight. You see what I'm saying? So you straight can be a lot of things, right? That's the genius of African people.
Oh man. Standing on Fraser Hill, looking and taking a panoramic view of America, systemic racism, gentrification, racial injustice, poverty, gaslighting, redlining. Is America that dense to our plight, or do they just not want to get it?
So I always will ask questions, and you know, we do critical thinking in the think tank. First, you gotta answer, who the hell is America, right? Because it's been a big America that's been white America and the other people, right? So who is America? Do Buckers know what hegemony is? Absolutely. They're fully fledged into dominating the other, right? So including your white friend or that Bucker you don't put your meat in or playing with. Like your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, what you want to call it, them boy ain't gonna give up hegemony. And you ain't gonna get into hegemony. You can't marry into hegemony. And so one of the lectures that we have is called 4 Responses to Hegemony, right? So African people all over the globe, no matter where you at on the continent or in the diaspora, you have to respond to hegemony. And so the 4 responses, one of them is the homicidal response, right? You just start shooting up and killing each other. Why? Because you got that anger in you and you need to release that anger. And this how you look now. Me and you chilling. And the white man, he push you, right? And you get pushed and you bump into me. You'll turn around and fight me before you turn around and fight the man who pushed you. And that's kind of how we are. Like we homicidal. We ready to, you know, take them boy job for them. The next one is the suicidal response, right? This is the one that is the more passive, the more docile, the more insidious one, right? Whether we get depressed and eat ourselves in the coma, we smoke ourselves away, we get caught up into religion or spirituality, that doesn't solve your problem. If you're going to do religion or spirituality, it should liberate you. Your religion should not accept your domination and wait till you get in some sky to get some stuff. Nah, you better stop that, right? And so that escapism comes in the suicidal response. That suicidal response is kind of like, I don't want to really confront the power structure. I just want to, you know, I could just, you know, everybody, I love everybody, whatever the case may be, right? The third one is the assimilationist. That's where you would change your Gullah and speak correct English and transition over or marry one of them boys so you could think you can get in good with them boys until they kick your ass out the house, right? So that assimilationist, that one is, I could be white one day. I could change my proximity to whiteness. I could be a Candace Owen white. I could be not a Daniel, what a boy, the Coleman Hughes. I could turn white. I'm gonna even talk about reparations and say I ain't want them. That's bad for us, right? Because you want to assimilate into them boy, because them boy will give you some pennies, right? And then the last one is the nation building one. That one ain't likely to sound good. Everybody can say, "Oh, I'm a nation builder," until you realize what goes into building a nation. Politically organized. When people build a nation, study people and study things, right? So it ain't gonna be just putting on a dashiki and buying black. No, man. You know, you can't. No, you don't have to do more than that. You know, and so when I look at it, it's like, yo, we have to understand racism, not from a level of like people are being racist by seeing things. Racism has an objective. When you look at all the things that they did to us, it all achieved something. And if you want to be 100, it's been all economic. There's been politics to get there, but it's all economics, right? And so don't be mad because he called you a nigga. Be mad that you gotta live, look at Charleston, right? You know the projects right there. You walk a block and you see nothing but buildings and white people with it. Be mad you gotta stay there. And your mama gotta work 2 jobs just to afford to stay there and get little meat and potty meat or whatever. Like, that's what you be mad at. Be mad that you are using getting loans as building wealth. That's what you say. I'm building wealth by getting loans. No, them people actually don't have to get loans to go to college because they mama them don't pay for it. And they got a house to move into when they 17. Be mad at what racism caused as opposed to representations of racism. You know what I mean? The performative one. And so, I would look at that. Like, them people understand that. Neely Fuller Jr. said that until you understand racism, white supremacy, everything that you only simply confused about everything you know. So you take anything, you could take a cell phone. Until you understand racism, white supremacy, you won't know nothing about Sprint and T-Mobile merger. You wouldn't even understand what's going on. You wouldn't know nothing about Democrats, Republican, nothing about Coming to America movie. Until you understand white supremacy and racism and what it achieves, everything you think you know just gonna confuse you. You're gonna think you know, but you're gonna be totally confused because you ain't gonna really know like what's going on. You're gonna be escaping somewhere.
That's deep, brother. That's deep. That's really deep. Iris Ossett Reed said, we have to understand racism as a social movement, tactic, and strategy.
Absolutely. No boy tactical. One of the things that also I had to show y'all some of my books, but they be wholly up. So this is The Color of Money, right? And this is a Iranian lady who wrote this book, Mersha Baradaran. And she does research and policy. She started writing a book just to study banking in America. But what she did, to her surprise, realized that, dang, they've been doing economic violence on blanks. So you think about the Freedmen's Bank, right? Started out with the Free Labor Bank for military black folks so that they could steal their money. And then they used that money to do the Freedmen's Bank and let a white man who was a known crook, him and his brother, run the bank. So they literally taking black people money, right? And so she goes detail about the continuous economics of banks. This helps you start saying circulate the black dollar, because circulating the black dollar don't build wealth. What build wealth is being able to loan money and bring it back. That's how banks make money, right? And so she goes deep into the study. That's one of them. When you need to learn about looking at these people and seeing will they ever get it, this is a big book by Marimba Ani. It's called Yorugu. You have to study European history if you really want to know what's going on. And I suggest you study from an African-centered lens. This lady critiqued them to the T. She start with Plato and bring you all the way to yesterday. You know what I mean? And so one thing is that she had these 3 words, and she's the one who created the word Mayafa. Mayafa is how to explain the African experience averse to the Europeans. You don't want to say the Black Holocaust or the Holocaust African. The Mayafa explains this constant things that's beyond human comprehension. How can you comprehend? And I'm gonna give you a story. Her name is Mary. I'm blanking on the last name. Back in the days, her husband got killed by the cops while she was pregnant, and she goes to the police precinct to identify the body. While she's identifying the body being pregnant, the police said, "You look like you got an attitude." While she's identifying the body of her dead husband, whom she shared a baby with in her womb, "You look like you got an attitude." And in response to that, what they did was actually hang her up, because they hung her husband. So they hung her upside down, cut the fire on. And after they kills her, they cut her stomach open. The baby falls out and stuck on the head. Things like this happen continuously. This is beyond human comprehension. It's Mayafa, right? This thing happens continuously from the time they interact with us till we can go story for all day. I know that was graphic, but Just things happen. And entertainment, as we talked before, normally keeps you away from even, making you laugh or whatever. But she goes into details about European culture and history. She brings up three words. It's called a Asili, Utamawazo, and Utamaroho. The Asili is their cultural gem. And kind of like you said, they need to dominate the other. So anybody that's not European men, they need to dominate the other. So when you look at patriarchy, that's white man stuff. That's what they brought. Dominate the other, that's their Asili. The Utamawazo is the structural thought. How can we get people to think the way they need to think so that we can achieve world domination? So you see capitalism, racism, apartheid, redlining. You see all these structural thoughts. And then the Utamaroho is the energy that's behind that. So one of the energies can be like, damn, we white, we the minority, and these other people are majority, and they got all the resources. So makes sense. We got to be aggressive towards them, or we're going to extinct. Or they can take things like the Bible, like we the people of God, and God said we could take this land. So the Utamaroho is the thing that behind you that makes you, energetically committed to the agenda, right? And so you learn high science, deep things in there. Blueprint for Black Power, Dr. Amos Wilson. It's like an encyclopedic type book, so you'll never not be in this book. Goes into details. If you want to learn history, learn it from one of our great historians, John Henry Clark. Go deep into it. And then when I talk about reparations, also in the Color of Black Banks, you can see about reparations. But Baba Dr. Garrity and his beautiful wife, Christian, they wrote a book, From Here to Equality. These are just starts, but you're going to have to get in books. Again, don't go into no damn science class and ask your science teacher how long he been doing it, and he said, I start this morning. I think you're going to get some stuff. You better get in there and study them books, man. Whatever your lane is, study it. Don't be a musician and don't know the rule for music, right? Because when you look at the first musicians, what was their job? To calm the rage of the enslaver, right?
Absolutely.
What was sports for? And escapism. So black people use sports for escapism. You got to be 100. Because you say, this might ticket out. Your ticket out where? Where you going?
Absolutely, bro.
I know y'all want to laugh. My bad.
No, man. Listen, I'm glad you bringing it today. I'm glad you teaching. Iris Ossett Reed chimes in. She says they work on dominating us from can't see to won't see. So that's deep right there. That's deep, sister. Brother Dominique Bond said earlier that book you mentioned. He said it's a must read.
Yeah.
And then Sister Iris Ossett Reed comes back in and she says the bibliography is straight fire. Give these to your teenagers for birthday presents. So So absolutely. I'm definitely gonna invest in some of those books, man. Absolutely.
And I recommend don't read and study books by yourself. Do things in a group. Like one of the lies that Europeans told us is individualism is a real thing. But when you really think about it, it's impossible to be an individual. Example, how can you be a singer if you ain't got no damn audience? Who you can sing to? Everything that you can think of as I'm a good dad. How you a good dad? You ain't got no children. Oh, okay. I'm a cook. Well, who the hell you cook for? How somebody know you know anything you can think of? It takes a collective and a group of people. So this concept of individual, we're literally running around like I self-made. So you mean to tell me you come out of your daddy testicles on your own, jump through, go in your mama egg, come out, birth? You did all that by yourself? Boy, you might be a Jesus baby for real. If you could do so. One of the things is we learn individualism, and so we do things individualism. I read all them books. Did you read it with some other people, and did y'all dialogue about it? And did you challenge? Because the unique thing is, if I a cook and you a barber or a business owner, when I look at him, I could look at it, oh man, like what them boy did was they actually take the pig, but this is what they really eat. And what you're gonna do is be like, oh, look, this is economics. You're gonna just look at it from an economics lens. I'm gonna look at it from this end. We bring that together and then we grow as a collective. Don't read books by yourself. Read with a group. I ain't doing a commercial from a think tank. But
No,
if you
man, no. I know.
you ain't got a group to do it.
Because you do, if you, I'm gonna tell you, my teacher told me that too. When I used to he tell me you get stale, you know, just a lot of times you gotta get away from it, and that's what'll happen. But when you get all those different perspectives working together, then it's good. Yeah, and it kind of give you fuel for the fire, because you know, if you teach it, you gotta have some students to teach too.
Yeah. You know the with that little analogy, when them boys say if you take full blind man and take him on 3 different parts of an elephant and let him touch him and describe it, you ain't gonna know. You gonna hear it sound like a snake. Say, man, this is a little sharp pointy thing. Oh man, them toes, your toe feel like this. Boy, that's an elephant, and you just only see one side of it.
That's
you ain't
right.
gonna be able to see all of them, right?
That's right.
It's necessary. Collective at all things, community over competition. I see that, and people try to copy me, and they say it too. But when you get down to them boy ain't community. They individualistic as ever. But when I say community over competition, I'm serious. Community ownership, community work, community solving solutions. Food sovereignty only happens when the community can feed themselves. Not one person buying a bunch of land and trying to feed himself or capitalize or whatever. It takes community. And so be in community building activities weekly, daily, however you need to do it. If it's reading books together, if it's having conversations together, if it's eating together, re-emerging the family reunions, because we don't do family reunions no more in South Carolina now. We don't do no more family reunions. Some of y'all do, but majority of us don't.
Yeah, a lot of people
ain't eating dinner together.
Yeah, when the older people die, that dies with them.
Man, the boy said when an elder die, 6 libraries are burnt to the ground.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Because we still recollect and recount their stories and the things that they told us. And sometimes it makes you wish you had tapped in a little bit more.
Man, boy.
Yeah, it make you wish you tapped in a little bit more, because the things they told you were so true.
That's real.
My cousin Monty's back. Jerry Bennett, he says facts. And Sister Irit Orsit Reed says one can't even grow a garden without a relationship with the dirt, sun, rain, and insects. All right. That's philosophical now.
Unless you're gonna get that hydro seed and just spray hydro seed all over the place. That ain't gonna work out too well for you, but go ahead, try it.
That's right. My homeboy Jabari Codes taps in. He says definitely collective thoughts and outlook will most definitely encourage us to think outside the box.
I know Jabari. I think that's Jabari I play football with. That's my
Jabari, my homeboy. He's from my neighborhood. Yeah, from Batman. Yeah. Absolutely. So Quentin Morrison, if you're watching this show, the Geechee Motivator is my homeboy. How about that? Q? Brother Geechee Motivator, we almost done, man. I appreciate all your time today. What legacy? And we ain't killing you now, but we just asking you, what legacy does the Geechee Motivator want to leave behind?
I want to be honest, man. I want to organize so good that people forget about me because they engulfed in collective work and responsibility. I want to be that good of an organizer. Them boys, we ain't got time to think about what Geechee did because we focus on what we did, right? So my legacy, if I could have one, would be to be so damn good of an organizer that y'all boys don't even talk about what Geechee did. Y'all talk about the collective, right? So I know that's probably a different answer, but we ain't getting out of this as a collective and individually doing nothing. So that's my legacy, collective. What can we do to ignite, incentivize, inspire, motivate, and organize that collective? That's all I got. That's what I want to leave.
Thank you, brother. And I got the last question here, but I wanted to ask you one question, man. Definitely want to ask you a question. I got another show. Oh, here comes Iris. Iris says, "Guan, become the we." All right. I know what that guan is, boy. You know. Yeah, I know what that guan is. Yeah, absolutely. I heard that before. I want to ask you a question. My next show is coming up at 7:30, and I'm trying to do 2 in one day. I tell you what, this has been thebomb.com. I'll be watching this one over and over and over again. But we're going to be talking about George Floyd And what's your what's your take on George Floyd, on the brother George Floyd?
So, like, one of the things where I'll probably go here and come back. So, as I said, there's a traumatic experience that happens that make people wake up, right? People our elders say, well, you ain't gonna stop until you break your neck, or you ain't gonna stop until it hurt. When it hurt bad enough, then people could do something. And so, again, I don't want to diminish lives, but I just got to understand that when we at war, right? Imagine if it's 20 people at war, and the family members of them 20 people fighting only understand we at war when their family member die. See what I'm saying? Like, shit getting real now. I'm about to kill my cousin. I ready now. Okay, well, if that's what it takes, right? Unfortunately, and I said this before, if it takes Breonna Taylor being murdered in her sleep to wake you up, don't get your sleepy ass in the driver's seat. And you can't even be in the navigating passenger seat. Get in the back seat and learn some shit so you can actually get effective at work. And too often our people be like, oh shit, time for us to get to work, and boom, boom, boom. And they ain't know what one thing to do. They regurgitating silly stuff. Again, you think you're trying to fix poverty with financial literacy, which says, oh, the reason why you poor because you ain't know how to spend your money. No, economic violence is the reason why they poor. Consistent economic violence, right? And so George Floyd, as any other thing, Tamir Rice, we can count Anthony Hill, he from Moss Corner.
Yeah,
This Jumo's son, right? If it could take, them boy gotta lose their life for you to get serious. I ain't know, man. I don't know. So I don't see it as anything different. Now what happens is celebrities get behind things, and some of them I know, and I know that know some solid stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Tamika Mallory, know her personally. I know she know it. She's some solid stuff. But when you start getting in that limelight and you start getting book deals, and then you start seeing some things that you like, wait, what? Come on now. And so, I mean, George Floyd is just another opportunity for people to get serious. But I could just assure you, you ain't gonna be able to put that damn food in the microwave and cook it. Stop trying to cook turkeys in microwave. And what I'm saying is, there's no silver bullet to, you ain't been working. For the last 15, 20 years, you ain't been working. And you just go come here 2-3 months ago and we just go fix the problems fast. But the reality is, how long is it going to take you to not read them books that I think, but how long is it going to take you to study, cross-reference, retain, and be able to teach it in the way? And that length is the length it's going to take for you to commit to before you can actually even do something. Because you ain't going to be no good. And I know you hear the people say, I'm tired of talking, I'm tired of reading, I'm tired of doing this, let's get to work. Imagine, right? Imagine y'all working on a car. And the dude said, man, I don't read this manual and training. Man, let's get to work. You're like, all right, bet. Well, go ahead and take them lug nuts off for me. You're going to say, hey, where the lug nuts at? Where that is? That's the type of people that won't just, I won't get to work. I don't want to read. So if you're going to be serious about George Floyd, let me see you create or join a study group and actually find out what's going on. And George Floyd, even though you've seen all these white people doing Black Lives Matter and all these other things doing this, boy, you need to watch out about performative and theatric politics. When you see the white people get out of office and do a kente cloth and the black fits up, well, you should have slapped somebody in the face after you see that. When you see Bill Clinton stand at what a boy named John Lewis funeral and say the movement was getting too far left to Stokely Carmichael, but John Lewis.
I heard that.
These are things these white button bucker is telling you, and they telling on themselves.
He ran out. He ran out when he said that.
Look, yeah. So rather it be George Floyd, or it be Sandra Bland, or it be whoever gonna happen tomorrow and next week, or rather it be, the white lady cut you in line at Food Line tomorrow. Whatever it's gonna be, is gonna make you get serious, then get serious. But I'm talking about be serious. And again, when you talk about the reactive and proactive, black folks, not all of us, but a good of us been orientated into being reactionary moment seekers. So we react to something and we ride that thing off for a moment and then we back to normal. You know what I mean? So don't be a reactionary moment seeker. Get to work. That's all I could say about George Floyd. It's just, okay? I mean, again, I don't want to minimize life, but
right.
Bro, we had to work 30 days before the boy killed him. 30 years before they killed him. 100 years before they killed him. I mean, it's been serious that whole time. We had a study group last night, and one of the sisters was saying, the things that didn't work then, they don't work now. I don't know if you can say that. We got the same problems. I read her something from 1858 that Martin Delaney said that it explains the same political condition, and he says something about moving to Central America because the black folks need to move to Central America, and she lives in Central America, and that's why she left U.S. So if Martin Delaney is saying the same thing that you thought was a solution, you better stop playing. It's not that the things didn't work, it's just that, again, when it's economic justice, there's always been reparations taught, but it's always ways to divert people away from it. So instead of economic justice, let's bring up black capitalism. Let's make black people think that if they work really hard, they can move their way up. But when you control policy, you ain't gonna let them move up. They ain't gonna know that. Them boys gonna be chasing a little carrot with a stick, right? Same thing. Y'all ain't play for this land, so I'm gonna take this 40 acres back, and you work really hard, you can get it. I ain't gonna never create a condition where you can work and get it. But you think, you legitimizing their criminality. If a criminal say, bro, you ain't nothing, dog. You this, you the lowest bottom of scum. But if you want to be something, you gotta do A, B, C. The minute you do A, you legitimizing their criminality. And you saying, yeah, your valuation is right. Yeah, I do have to run. Got to be serious, man.
Thank you, brother. The last question, man.
Go ahead.
For the Geechee Motivator, man. On your journey up until now, what would you say is your truth?
So I kind of always, I know people say this all the time. I've always been, but the reality is I've always kind of been like a critical thinker. Like, and I ask questions. Hell, I used to ask questions to, my mama and people that I knew the answers to, and I just been gonna see them all, been gonna lie to me and tell me the truth. Since I've been little, I remember now. And so I always been like the critical thinker per se. My critical thinking has great reason and still reason. So I've never been married to anything ignorantly, meaning, not to saying I wasn't wrong and didn't have to learn. It's just that if you can show me truth, or if you can give me, a way to make my own decisions off after thing, I've always kind of been that. I ain't gonna hold on to something that if there's no evidence of it. And so I've been able to learn that no group or no people can be centeredless, meaning either you're gonna look at the world like a European look at the world, or you're gonna look at the world like an African look at the world, or like an Asiatic person look at the world. It's a center to everybody. And just so happen as an African person, because the minority is dominating the majority, most people will have a Eurocentric ideology, mythology, whatever. And so my truth is African-centered. I'm African. So I better see the world how they see the world. There's a phrase that until a lion learn how to write, the hunter always gonna be able to write the story and tell a narrative. You know what I mean? Oh, the lion tried to attack me. No, nigga, you've been at the wrong place trying to steal that man little cub. That's why he tried to attack you. But you tell a story, the lion tried to attack you and try to bite your meat off, so you have to shoot him. Right? So you gotta have your center. You gotta speak from your people's vantage point, and be okay with that. If you're uncomfortable to speak from your people's vantage point, you might have a domination that's probably got you sicker than catching a ninja. So,
man, listen. Hey, we gotta give it up to for the Geechee Motivator Day. My brother, my homeboy, man, we appreciate the work you're doing. We appreciate the enlightenment. We'll be praying for you, man, and say Godspeed. Thank you for taking time out your vacation, man, for us today. We appreciate you. If you need to book this brother, Shawinspires at gmail.com. It's been up there, Shawinspires at gmail.com. He's got a book out. You got to get his book. Man, the brother just came in here and enlightened us today. He gave us a lot of good stuff to go on. My cousin Jerry, he said, I would say like what the old people say, he had the people job teeth and time now.
Yeah,
Teeth, teeth and, you know, teeth and time, yeah. He said this was wonderful.
Jerry, what time you knock off? Knock off about 7.
Iris Austin Reed said, thank you, brothers. Hey, thank you, Iris Austin Reed, for chiming in today, because of Jerry Bennett said he got it. So I don't got it, me. You ask him what time he knock off, so he won't say nothing. He should be off by now, though, right?
Yeah, but since he working, you know what I'm saying, and since you know that check coming in, yo, let me hold something, brother. Tell him go ahead and cash out me a little something, man. Let me hold something.
Yeah, Jerry said they get off at 6, so he already off. Jabari Codes, my homeboy, said much respect, and Jerry's laughing.
Big Barry, that's my guy there, man.
Yeah, man, Jabari's a good brother. But hey, once again, man, we just so glad to have had the Geechee Motivator with us. Hey, this ain't the last time. We'll have this brother back on again. You better believe that. And he's my homeboy too. Oh man, I can't wait to get to the barbershop so I can tell him, yeah, man, that's my homeboy. What are you talking about? Yeah, absolutely. And hey, you guys tune in. 7:30, we got another show, and it's gonna be it's called 846. George Floyd 846. And the Geechee Motivator told us, hey, don't try to cook the turkey in the microwave. We not just having that show so we can get fired up. We need to stay fired up.
Oh yeah.
We need to learn, mobilize, and stay fired up. But I thank you, brother, for imparting all that wisdom to us today, man.
We appreciate you having us, man.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of you that's tuned in today. We hope you have a wonderful day. Once again, the Geechee Motivator. God bless all. Hey, we'll see y'all guys. Hey, I see y'all boys later.
Man, I'll holler at y'all boy later, man.
That's it.